Thank you so much. Thank you to the Images group for having me here, and a special thank you to Nakul. Not sure if he's here, but thank you for having me come and share my story here. Any pet parents in the room? I say pet parents and not pet owners because I do believe that we can't really own a life. But if you are a pet parent, I hope that you've heard of Heads Up for Tails. If not, just as a quick introduction, we create and curate innovative products and services to bring joy to pets and their families, one home at a time. Currently, we are at 60 stores, 62 stores, and also have a strong online presence. What we've been doing through the years is just listening into problems that have previously gone unnoticed and trying to build solutions around them, and also really working hard to connect people to their pets, because that is truly such a special relationship that brings so much love, loyalty, and joy into our lives. I know it's the session just before lunch, so I'm going to make it very quick, just sharing my story in 10 minutes. And also because retail has played an extremely important part in it. And I just wanted to share some of my learnings there with you, and I hope that they resonate with you. I started back in 2008, actually, when a small little puppy named Sarah came into my life. And even though I've grown up with animals and I've always had dogs at home, Sarah was the one that really made me a pet parent. You know, she was the one I was making all the decisions for, and I wanted her to really live her best life. And I remember going into so many pet stores and just not finding anything that was good enough. You know, there was treats and toys and other things, but it was all full of chemicals or very plasticky or just dirty, with just no value add around it. And I think that on her first birthday, I went to so many stores in the country and I came back empty-handed. And I think that was really that spark that started, that seeded the idea for Heads Up for Tails. And so I started to build, prototypes and products, tried them on Sarah, tried them on other doggies and friends and family circles, took lots of feedback, and then I made, this lovely range of products, which I was super excited to take to market. And then I went back to all those pet stores, and I know we were just talking about gatekeepers in retail, and I thought they'd be very excited that they would have something new to sell, but 200 of them shut their doors and said, no, we will not keep this. This is not going to work. What is this? Who are you? Why are you here? Please leave. And I remember just feeling so rejected, so disappointed. But I think when you look back in hindsight, you realize that everything that happens truly does happen for a reason. And so I started to take all of those collections to pop-up stores, like Diwali exhibitions, Christmas melas. And there the customer started telling me a very different story. There was excitement, there was curiosity, there was purchases. And I think that's when I learned my most important business lesson, that stay close to your customers. Just by talking to them, by understanding their pain points, by empathizing, by understanding their relationships, I started to get so much input, and that allowed us to innovate and create products that had not been seen before, done before in the country. And we came up with more than 100 India First products just through this process of design thinking, which we were unknowingly following at that time, just getting in all this input from our customers who were actually facing that problem. After that, because we spoke about malls, and I know Pushpa ma'am spoke about taking chances on small retailers, I just wanted to say that, I was wondering, how do I scale this from here? And so I took up a kiosk at Select City Mall in Delhi, and they were so kind because they gave me, I was so worried. I was so tiny, and I didn't have, money to take up a kiosk for even a month. And I said, can I just try this for the weekend? What if it doesn't work? I mean, like, gosh, the rental is crazy. And they said, okay, let's do this for 2 days. I'm still there 14 years later. So, for all those people who take chances on others, thank you so much. But that was really that start of retail for us, where we got a platform to now interact with customers across the country, figure out so many things that come part of building and scaling. But I think just a year after I had started Heads Up for Tails, my husband got transferred overseas, and then I moved with him. And then I was away from the business for 7 long years, just trying to figure, how do I keep this going? I didn't want to shut it down. My heart was really so much there, but just trying to figure out, how do I commute? How can I spend this time? It was the age of digital. It is the age of digital. And how can I tell my story? How can I showcase my products to customers in the country? And there was such little awareness, because these were all new products. They hadn't been seen before. No one was searching for them. No one was coming into a store and asking for them. So the customer also had to be built up. And there was so much education needed, awareness needed to really build this customer up. And then that's what I did for all those 7 years. And then I think, decided to move back and then move into fundraising. Which is also something that was touched on, because I knew that I've laid the foundation, I've got a good product market fit, and now it's just time for me to scale and relentlessly pursue this dream. So we went to the market to raise funds. I met with a very well-known investor who handed me a $1 million check. And then he went on to tell me how he wanted to change everything about Heads Up for Tails. The logo, the tagline, the value system, what we're doing, how we're doing it. And I gave him back the check with due respect, and I left the room, and I still remember, I had like tears in my eyes, everything was stinging, I felt absolutely horrible. But when I look back in hindsight, I am so glad I did it. And for all of you, some of you who may be trying to raise funds or getting out there into the market, I want to tell you that there are 3 very important things when you go onto this funding journey. One is, who are you partnering with? This partner is so very important, and it can really make or break your journey in the long run. Second is, when are you doing it? Is the timing right? It is such a commitment. You're taking someone's money. You have to be so incredibly careful with it. Are you at that point in your journey when you can truly, fully commit to doing the best that you can? And the third is, why are you doing it? Today businesses are started because they want to raise funds, but they don't really have much of a why. How are they going to use these funds? Exactly where are they going to deploy them? And so I think now we have, last year we raised from 2 incredible, we have some fabulous investors, including Sequoia, Whirl Invest, a couple of other angels who truly believed in the purpose, in the journey, and came on board. So that was that chapter. And then once we had the funds, the pressure was fully on to be able to go and scale. And we chose the offline route first, even though we had an online presence, but it was really retail because we wanted to allow so much discoverability of the product. But then, going to retailers, and some of you here, no one wanted to take that chance on a new pet store. Really, are they going to be able to pay my rent? And for us, it was all about, hey, we want the best location, location, location. The retail mantra, just go to the best location, be seen, be visible, especially for a new category, especially for new products. That's all that matters. And it took so much to convince them to give us a good price, to give us their locations and allow us to really come there and scale. But not just that, it was also about design, building those out. Building retail infrastructure is extremely expensive. And I remember the first 15, 20 stores I just designed on paper, worked with a carpenter to make it come alive. We still use those same formats. We managed to really crack efficiency. And when we tell others on how we're able to build out our retail stores, they're actually quite shocked because a fraction of what normally it costs. So I think we managed to crack that really well. And then it went on to, okay, how do we define our customers' journeys? How do we hire people? How do we add value in the stores? So if someone were to come in, how can they really feel like they are in Disneyland for pets? And there we had so much product, but how do we really sell it? And so I think we created all these little things in the customer journey, like we built for 5 senses. If you come into our stores, they have lovely essential oils burning. We always, for smell, we always have little melodies on our melody suites. For some of you who may know it, it's an old suite. On our cash desks, we have the VM for sight. We've got nice music playing for sound. So we really, really went deep into that. And then also hiring up people, no one there to hire from, and we had to build them from scratch, train them from scratch, teach them everything that they needed to know about dogs. But I think for me, the retail experience was about being close to my customers, getting in all this input, seeing them come in with little puppies, and through the years, grow into senior dogs, and seeing how much joy was actually there as part of on that journey, and also being able to give space to community dogs and cats to take shelter. And I think that really, just to sum up, it's been a difficult journey, and I wonder, what makes us keep going back and keep walking on this path. And I know that it's perseverance, it's passion, but I think it's also purpose. So I just want to end by saying that I hope that all of you can take the time to find purpose in what you do. How can you bring that into your work, into your life, so that you can go the extra mile when there's obstacles. And truly, I know that it's an honor to share homes and lives with animals. They make us kinder, more compassionate, more empathetic as human beings. They make us better people. And I hope that I can bring this magic into the world through the company and beyond. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you.